over there.
See, I don't know where I'm going yet. Today we're gonna make a shrimp and cherry tomato pasta. I used 1 1/4 pound of shrimp. These were U26 to 30. So that means 26 to 30 per pound. 1 1/4 pounds will be a good amount for 1 pound of pasta. We put baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon, and 1/2 teaspoon of fine sea salt, and I just mixed it around, quick brine. I put some plastic wrap on it and stuck it in the fridge for 15 minutes. Like I said, we're gonna use 1 pound of linguine, extra virgin olive oil I have, 3/4 cup of dry white wine, 1 dry pint of cherry tomatoes, which equals roughly 12 ounces. They're sold as dry pints in America. We have shallots, 2 relatively large shallots, and I sliced them up for this dish, and it has a ton of shallot in it and only 3 cloves of garlic. If you don't have shallot, you don't want to use shallot, I would probably not substitute onion. I would just increase the garlic to like 8 cloves. I used a Fresno pepper. They say 5 to 10,000 on the Scoville unit, which means it's relatively hot. What I didn't want to do is I don't want the taste tester to be like, you know, blown away. So I cut the edge of it, and this is going to be the hotter part of it because this is where most of the seeds are. You can just cut a piece of your pepper and then taste it, and then you'll know. You can use Calabrian chilies, obviously, for this, which are about the same heat. And as far as shrimp go, you know, you can buy these at Costco, very inexpensive. Get like a 2-pound bag and then defrost it the night before. Final ingredient is basil. We'll do some salt and pepper. This is a quick one, so get your water up to boil. All right, guys, if I feel a little nervous, if I look a little nervous, this is like my 230th or 40th video. It's just that I'm in a new kitchen here, so I don't know where the heck anything is, and I haven't filmed in 6 weeks, so I'm like tripping over myself here. And because I got a new kitchen, I also got a new pan. So we're gonna use this pan. It's a non-stick, and it will be perfect for the shrimp and for 1 pound of pasta. So I want you to heat it up to about medium heat here. Maybe even a touch higher because we're just gonna sear these shrimp and then we're gonna take them out and continue with our dish. Let this come up for about 1 minute, even though it's non-stick. All right, so we have our 1 1/4 pound of shrimp, and I'm just gonna coat the bottom here with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. You can also use regular olive oil if you want. Gonna just spread them out as best I can. They're only gonna take about 3 minutes total, maybe 4 minutes. Okay, so we'll flip these over. They got pretty good color there. Make sure you're careful. You don't wanna ruin your flannel when you're doing that. We're gonna do an apron soon. James, the taste tester's been trying to like tell me, he's been telling me forever. Like, Dad, you gotta have merch. By the way, guys, they're almost done, but they're not. You see this? It's raw. Raw as heck. You ever see the C and O thing on the internet everywhere? If it's a C, it's okay. If it's an O, it's overcooked. That's not right, because if you go by that right now, that is overcooked, but it's not cooked. So you can't eat it. I mean, you could eat a raw shrimp. Guys, I'm taking all of my O's and I'm gonna put them into this dish over here. Seriously, this is 2.5 minutes of cooking these shrimp. And you know, a couple of them probably aren't all the way cooked yet, but it'll be okay because we're gonna put them back into the sauce after. And we're gonna tent the shrimp with foil. All right, shallot in the pan. I'm putting a little bit more extra virgin olive oil in the pan, guys, because it just didn't have enough. Those shrimp absorbed a lot of it. Yeah, we'll let these shallot get a little bit soft and then we will add our garlic in. All right, that's looking good right now. See that? Just like that, okay. That was about 2 minutes. So now the garlic is gonna go in and we'll let this cook for probably 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. You don't want it to burn, but why don't we get a little color on there really for it to release a lot of its flavor. I don't think I put enough olive oil down, so more extra virgin in there. All right, it's good for you. I got my water boiling on my other portable burner here. I'm gonna put in 2 tablespoons of Morton's kosher salt. I say this because people ask the question about diamond kosher salt. Guys, I don't use diamond kosher salt. A lot of famous chefs use it. You can't find it in stores really. Most places don't stock it. Here is that pepper. We're gonna put it in. And we'll let this cook in there for about 45 seconds. And the water's boiling so we can get our pasta in. All right, and mix that up, guys, just so it doesn't stick. We're gonna let these cherry tomatoes just cook for about 2 minutes before we put our wine in. You can turn the heat up more now because you don't have to worry about burning. And you can put a little sprinkle of salt on to encourage the release of the juices from here. That's been a couple minutes. They're getting nice and soft. 3/4 cup dry white wine. Keep your head back so you save your eyebrows. You want to save your eyebrows, okay? All right, now I'm gonna turn this up to a boil. I got the shrimp covered over there, and then this is gonna boil out. It's gonna help wilt those tomatoes a little bit. The flavors are gonna come together, and you can see right now, as it's boiling, that liquid is thickening up. So guys, Tara told me that the tomatoes weren't wilted enough, so you told me to turn up the heat on it, right? And then I'm also taking a fork and just opening them up a little bit. I cut half of them and then the other half left whole. But yeah, just a little bit more heat here, and then these will burst open a lot more.
It smells so good.
Right? You smell that wine?
Oh my gosh.
A lot of people, they always ask about wine, right? They always say that. Must you cook with wine all the time?
You don't have to put the wine in it. It definitely adds taste, and if you can't use wine, then just don't use it.
Then you could do like lemon juice, maybe even a little bit of white vinegar you could do too. All right, guys, the pasta's a couple minutes from being finished. I turned the heat down a lot on here. I'm just gonna add those shrimp back in, get them warmed up in here. I get a lot of questions about the tails. If you wanna take off the tails, absolutely take off the tails. But the tails on here, it does two things. It makes it look better and it gives it a little bit more flavor. We're gonna use a little bit of pasta water in here too. That's a ladle, which is about 1/3 of a cup, okay? And that'll probably give us enough liquid for our sauce, but it doesn't matter. We're reserving all of our pasta water just in case. You definitely need to have the pasta water to kind of like rejuvenate it. Let this cook now. This pasta is way less than al dente still, so it's gonna take about another minute or two to finish in here. So I have my pasta water over on the side. I might need it as this cooks, as it drinks it up. So I'm gonna put a lot of green basil in at the end, but another one that would be great in here would be like some chives, green onion, obviously parsley, which everybody's like, you know, why do you use parsley in every recipe? Well, it's good, it adds a lot of freshness to it. See, if you flip it, it will emulsify it more, but it's gonna be very difficult to do this without making a huge mess. Basically, the liquid, as it slaps the pasta, it will kind of thicken the sauce. It needs a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Heat level was pretty good. All right, so James, I made linguine with shrimp and basil and a little bit of hot pepper.
Sounds really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really like basil.
All right, dig in. Let's see what you think. Yeah, I think that's the easiest way to do it.
It's good.
Good, I'm glad you said that because I just ate like 5 of them. Why don't you give the people a little bit of a tasting notes? They like to know what you think.
Everything is great about this except one thing. I'll say that one thing at the end.
Okay.
I like basil and chili together. I feel like that's a good combination. I've never really seen it before. The shrimp is really good. I don't know what kind of shrimp it is, but it just tastes really good. And the pasta is has a great consistency.
Tell me what you didn't like.
The one thing, when you said chili,
yeah,
I was expecting it to be a little spicier.
Yeah, so
it wasn't spicy enough.
I took it easy. I didn't want to use the whole thing. Do you want to try this? I'll cut a piece and you see how hot it is.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea before he does the score. We always like to do this just to show you. All right, so look, here's the pepper that I didn't want to give you. You do one and I'll do one, okay? Cheers. That is hot. Oh my, that is hot. You know what it is?
It's okay.
You know what it is? My eyes are watering. I think the tip of it, because I took the tip of it, James, not as much, but that is hot. That's why I didn't want to do it.
It's like a hot.
It's really hot.
It's like a hotter version of
a jalapeno, hot jalapeno.
That's exactly what a Fresno pepper is.
All right, so he just ran and got milk, and I got some water here. That was very spicy. Okay, so what you complained about actually was me doing him a favor. Let me have it. What did I get?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. All right. I'll take it.
I still wish it was a little spicier though.
You do, yeah. No.
I just don't think it should be as spicy as that.
Listen, guys, do that to taste. You get it perfect, how you want it. I tasted in the beginning. I thought it was going to be a little much, but I do agree with him. It needed a little bit more in the pasta.
What about adding a little like cayenne pepper to the shrimp themselves?
Yes, cayenne pepper, that would be great. Or a little bit, like even just red chili flakes, a little bit of Aleppo pepper. There's a whole bunch of different ones you could use.